Hello, everyone. This is Keith Jackson, and welcome to Jack's Math Notebook. In this third video in a series of videos related to one-step equations, we're going to be dealing with positive and negative outcomes, or positive and negative integer outcomes. And we have our three big examples to show you how to solve these particular one-step equations. And let's take a look at big example one, in which we have v minus 8 is equal to a negative 15, keeping in mind that we're going to follow our same procedures as before, in which we're going to isolate the variable. And in this case, the variable is v. And so what we're going to do in this case, because negative 8 or a minus 8 is on the same side as the v as far as the equal sign is concerned, they're on the same side of the equal sign, right? And so we're going to have to turn that minus 8 into a 0 by adding 8 to both sides. And so when we add 8 to both sides, we're going to get a 0 right here next to the v, exactly what we wanted, right? And so over here, we're going to do just regular subtraction. And in this case, we have a negative 15 plus 8. And keeping in mind that the signs are different, you automatically subtract and you give your answer the same sign as the number with a greater absolute value, which is negative 15. And so we can kind of look at it this way: 15 minus 8 is 7, and we're just going to bring down that negative sign, and we know that it is a negative 7. Or we could just kind of put our plus and minuses together, create these ordered pairs, or I should say create these zero pairs. And when we create these zero pairs, as you can see, we come up with a negative 7 if we count these negatives right here. You could do that as well if you like. And so here's what we have right now. We have a situation in which we have v minus 0 is equal to a negative 7, which of course means that v is equal to a negative 7. And let's test it to see if this negative 7 actually works in this one-step equation. And so we have a negative 7 plus a negative 8. Yes, it will give me a negative 15 when you add two negatives together. All right, so that lets us know that v is equal to a negative 7. And let's move on to big example 2, in which we have a negative 18 plus c is equal to a negative 6. And right here, we're going to isolate the variable because c is the variable. And what we're going to do, we're going to find that number that is on the same side as the equal sign as our variable c, and that happens to be a negative 18. So we're going to have to add 18 to both sides. So we have to do the opposite operation right here to find out what c is in order to get that 0 right there. And so if we add 18 to both sides, here's what we're going to get. We're going to get a 0 right here, which is exactly what we wanted. And we're going to get a 12 right here because 18 minus 6 will give us a 12. And so here's what we have. 0 plus c is equal to 12, which lets us know, of course, that c is equal to 12. And let's plug in c to make sure that this equation works, right? And so we have a negative 18 plus 12. Yes, indeed, that will give us a negative 6. And that lets us know that c is equal to 12. And let's move on to big example 3, in which we have d minus 16 is equal to a negative 27, keeping in mind that we must isolate the variable. And in this case, d is the variable, and we have to get it all by itself by making the number on that side of d 0. And so in the number that is on the same side as d, as far as the equal sign is concerned, is a minus 16. So we're going to add 16 to both sides, keeping in mind that we have to do the opposite operation to find out what d is, because we have to get that 0. And adding 16 to both sides will give us that 0. And so right here, when we add 16 to a negative 27, the answer is going to be a negative 11. And that lets us know that d minus 0 will give us a negative 11, which of course lets us know that d is equal to a negative 11. And let's plug in negative 11 to make sure that it works in this one-step equation. And so we have a negative 11, okay, minus 16 or plus a negative 16 will give us a negative 27. Keeping in mind that you can write it this way as well. A negative 11 plus a negative 16, again, will give us a negative 27, which lets us know that d is equal to negative 11. You have been given some important information. I wouldn't blame you if you need to pause the video to take a look at these three big examples, or replay this video as many times you need to gain a deeper understanding of one-step equations. But in the meantime, please comment, share, like, and subscribe to Jack's Math Notebook for more content. Thank you and goodbye.